Lake North Woods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, we'll hear from traveling nurses who discuss the pros and cons of their field.
Plus, we'll hear some details of a scuffle yesterday that left one police officer injured.
And Senator Collins was in Washington yesterday learning the latest federal response in combating fentanyl. There's some more local news right now.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Joe Cortez. Thanks for joining us this morning. Full disclosure, the internet's been down. Weather got in late. We have had a tough morning, but we're here. We're ready to rock and roll. It's Wednesday. It's going to be another beautiful day in store here in Maine.
Honesty is always a good policy.
Exactly. See, you got to be honest. I mean, like, I'm actually surprised we're sitting on the desk. It was going, and it was just rolling, and I was like, oh, God, are we going to make the show?
I know. 5 minutes ago, I was sipping on a Diet Coke going to get the paper, and now look at me. I'm sitting right here.
Sitting right here, ready to go. And Devin Biggs is waiting for us with the first check of your forecast.
And thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Diversified Ink Tattoo Studio in the Penobscot Plaza in Bangor, providing custom ink by licensed artists for over 20 years. All righty, radar and satellites pretty quiet out there this morning. A little bit of precipitation off toward the north outside the country. For us, though, it's going to be another quiet day as high pressure is going to be moving over us, so things will be remaining rather quiet with the stationary front staying well to our south, bringing plenty of flooding rain over to parts of the St. Louis area and other areas watching for concerns of flooding along that front too. But high pressure will keep us nice today under a partly cloudy sky, and it won't be very humid either, and we will be staying dry, but we will be watching clouds tonight before we watch for rain chances that will be developing later on this week. The wind's not too bad, though. They'll be at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. I'd say nothing ridiculous. They'll mainly be out of the west, but kind of jumping around the direction from time to time as well. But for today, lower 80s, not as humid, partly cloudy, with that west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And later on tonight, upper 50s on the way, becoming mostly clear, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And for tomorrow, partly cloudy, maybe an isolated shower later into the afternoon. We'll have highs in the middle 80s, becoming a little bit more humid as well. South wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. And our early forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, partly cloudy skies, temperatures reaching for the lower 80s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe and Emma.
Thank you, Devin.
First up this morning, the Waldo County Sheriff's Office is looking for a missing teenager. According to the Sheriff's Office, 18-year-old Chase Harriman was last seen on July 20th. Chase is identified as a white male with blue eyes, weighing around 130 pounds and standing 5 feet 6 inches tall. There's no information on what he was wearing when he went missing, but the release states Chase has scarring on his arms with the letters CH etched into his biceps. According to the Sheriff's Office, he may be going by the name Logan Bushnell. Anyone with information is asked to call Detective Casey Ashey at 207-338-2040.
The 15-year-old boy charged with killing a teenage girl from Mount Vernon last week has made his first court appearance. The boy was charged yesterday with intentional or knowing murder in connection with the homicide. 14-year-old Brooke McLaughlin was found deceased in her home just after 6 p.m. on July 18th. The Office of Chief Medical Examiner determined McLaughlin's death was a homicide. The 15-year-old suspect and the victim had been in a relationship, according to his Facebook page.
And in other news, a Brewer police officer was injured while responding to an incident outside the Walmart Tuesday morning. Authorities say they were called to the backside of the Brewer Walmart for a man in crisis. City Public Safety Director Jason Moffitt says when one of his officers approached the individual, a scuffle ensued.
During the scuffle to get him detained and trying to isolate this person, one of the Brewer PD officers was injured. He has a head injury and possible whiplash.
Moffitt says the individual in the crisis left the scene to be evaluated by medical staff.
A natural gas leak shut down roads in Orono yesterday morning. Firefighters were called to the area of Maplewood Avenue around 11 a.m. Orono Fire Chief Jeff Lowe says when they arrived, they found a significant leak from a large natural gas line under a lot of pressure.
We blocked off the area to keep people from traveling through the gas leak, evacuated homes around the leak, and then we started doing air monitoring to assess for gas levels.
Lowe says Bangor Gas was doing some underground work and accidentally ruptured one of their lines. He says it took them about an hour to shut the line down and get safety measures in place so people could return to their homes.
The COVID-19 pandemic continues to impact staffing levels for nurses across the country.
Many states like Maine depend on traveling nurses to provide additional care.
A.J. Douglas spoke to one of the many traveling nurses here in Maine.
Marjorie Cooper has been a practicing nurse for the past 4 years and now operates as a traveling nurse. Cooper remembers working as a staff nurse at the beginning of the COVID-19 virus and says today's medical facilities are much more prepared for the virus.
The virus has also changed. When we had the original COVID virus, we weren't typically prepared to be able to handle the unexpected events that happened with COVID, such as coagulation issues, and we didn't even have the respiratory devices that we have now.
Cooper says although the COVID-19 virus has changed since the beginning of the pandemic, variants of the COVID-19 virus still can make people very sick and are still impacting hospitals across the country.
The U.S. healthcare system has been stretched to the max. We lost a lot of providers. We lost a lot of nurses due to COVID. And you can see that in your appointment times for your scheduled cardiac visits, for your scheduled general practice visits. We have very few beds in the state right now, and I would love for people to stay at home when they can, not spread illness when they can.
Cooper says she understands why there is a staffing shortage of nurses across the country, but encourages more people to join what she calls a rewarding field.
Nursing school is not comfortable. They break down the way you thought you critically thought, and they teach you how to think in a whole nother way, and learning is terrifying, especially as an adult, but I encourage it. And we do need more nurses out there.
Cooper says nurses require at least 2 years of experience prior to becoming a traveling nurse. She says the profession gives people a way to see different parts of the country.
If you want a travel nurse, that's fantastic. I think especially for young people who want to see the whole country and decide where they want to live and stretch their legs.
In Bar Harbor, A.J. Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
The time is now 6:07. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, Senator King recently co-sponsored a bill and attempts to expand services for veterans.
But first, let's take a look at our forecast today. A high of 84 degrees, partially cloudy skies, a little bit of sunshine out there. Those clouds will stick around until this evening. Temperatures only getting down to a low of 61. Tomorrow, there is a slight chance of rain coming into the area, but the temps will be warming back up to the mid-80s.
Welcome to the Purple Baboon, a local gem on the Belfast waterfront. Find lots of little joys for every taste, like fun clothing for the whole family and a lovely selection of coastal Maine-made jewelry. The Purple Baboon, the best selection at great prices, 31 Front Street, Belfast.
Hi folks, this is Barry Gass of Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear in Orono. We've been in business since 1911, and our third-generation family-owned business can't wait to show you our unique line of Western wear and Western tack. We have Western boots, shirts, hats, belts, and buckles for the entire family, and Western tack from bridles to saddles and everything in between for your horse.
Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear, where the American West comes alive in Maine.
Anti-aging. Okay, let's do this. What workout should you be doing to help keep you looking fit and fab? Well, the answer might depend on how old you are. 30, 40, 50? What workouts work best to keep you looking and feeling young? This morning, it's time to turn back the clock with GMA.
Working harder to get you the story. Anytime at foxbangor.com.
He was just learning to ride a motorcycle. He asked if he could practice on yours.
Yes, he got it and then crashed it.
For some reason, the bike was acting weird.
Or you didn't know how to ride it.
Hot Bench. Wednesday at 3 on ABC 7.
Senator Angus King just recently co-sponsored bipartisan legislation to expand access to assisted living services for senior veterans. Should this get passed, the Expanding Veterans Options for Long-Term Care Act would help eligible veterans receive assisted living care paid by the Department of Veteran Affairs. It would also create a pilot program at 6 Veterans Integrated Services networks nationwide, where seniors would receive the assisted living care needed. Senator Angus King says the bill will help both taxpayers and veterans.
The average price for a nursing home, $120,000 a year. For assisted living, $51,000 a year. A huge difference in price, so that's a benefit to the taxpayers. Plus, it's a benefit to those veterans who don't really need the full-blown nursing care, but need some assistance.
If successful, this could serve as a model for Veterans Affairs to expand this to all qualifying veterans nationwide.
Senator Susan Collins is calling on the White House to reduce the supply of drugs and improve prevention programs. Senator Collins attended a hearing in Washington, D.C. Tuesday titled Fighting Fentanyl, the Federal Response to a Growing Crisis. Collins questioned public health officials during the hearing, citing data which shows an increase of fentanyl overdoses in Maine. She says Dr. Marcy Sorg, who is a leading forensic anthropologist at the University of Maine, is calling the opioid crisis, quote, the worst it's ever been. According to the senator, a total of 9,500 drug overdoses occurred in Maine last year. She says 627 Mainers died from drug overdoses in 2021, and that fentanyl was involved in 77% of those deaths. Now, during her visit to the southern border last year, Border Patrol officers explained how they've been diverting resources away from drug protection due to the large influx of people crossing the border.
In 2021, the Maine Drug Enforcement Agency seized more than 10,000 grams of fentanyl. But they tell me they cannot possibly keep up. They are overwhelmed. And that Maine's overdose crisis is primarily driven by the increased supply of illicit fentanyl originating in China and smuggled through Mexico.
Kemp Chester is a senior policy advisor for the White House's Office on National Drug Control Policy. He says that traffickers are determined and will find ways to smuggle drugs into the United States.
What we have to do is very quickly identify when we have new vulnerabilities, when the traffickers have changed the ways that they do business, and close those gaps and vulnerabilities as quickly as we possibly can. And that's what we're in the process of doing right now.
Senator Collins concluded her questions by mentioning a tragic death of a Maine teenager who died of a suspected fentanyl poisoning last month. She called for more education on the dangers of drug use for students here in Maine.
A Bangor program offering those battling substance abuse a second chance continues to go strong. Back in 2019, Penobscot County District Attorney Marianne Lynch lost the prosecutorial diversion program, which offers individuals facing nonviolent charges access to local resources and the possibility of a case dismissal. 3 years later, the program has helped around 500 participants and distributed more than 1,000 bottles of Narcan. The Bangor Area Recovery Network partners with the District Attorney's Office to provide a safe space, resources, and other supports for those fighting addiction.
Jail sentences really didn't help to empower me. They didn't really educate me on anything. They didn't give me any tools. It's an alternative to kind of just becoming a part of the system, and sometimes people get trapped within that system.
If you or someone you know is struggling with drug addiction, you can contact the Bangor Area Recovery Network by dialing 207-561-9444.
The time is just about 6:14. After the break, we'll hear about a struggling nonprofit that rehabilitates birds, which is struggling with a lack of volunteers.
Plus, a lab at the University of Maine is being recognized by the White House for their research contributions in their field. We'll be right back.
Jamar Construction Products in Bangor continues to grow to meet our customers' needs, supplying products for site work contractors, concrete contractors, and survey and safety supplies. We are proud to be the local dealer for Hilti, Valley Blades, U.S. Fabrics, and Euclid Chemical, plus so much more. Stop by and see us at 1270 Hammond Street or give us a call at 907-4491. If you dig it, pour it, plow it, fasten it, lay it, or lift it, Jamar Construction Products can help you.
Established in 1925, Bangor Floral has been a premier provider of beautiful floral arrangements and thoughtful gifts for almost 100 years. Whatever the occasion, our premium collection of colorful blooms, blossoming plants, and gift baskets have warmed hearts for generations. We strongly support the Buy Local movement, purchasing directly from local farms and growers, and we are committed to the preservation of our environment. Bangor Floral, located at 332 Harlow Street. Stop in today to experience a flower shop like no other.
Papa Roach. Falling in reverse. The Rockzilla Tour with very special guests, Hollywood Undead and Bad Wolves. Friday, July 29th, Main Savings Amphitheater, Bangor, Maine. Papa Roach. Falling in reverse. On sale now at waterfrontconcerts.com or ticketmaster.com.
A lab at the University of Maine was recognized by the White House for placing in a national competition. Matthew Juronczyk has the story.
A group of UMaine students and professors at WVII Labs earned the experience of a lifetime, the chance to attend a White House recognition ceremony virtually. The group placed third in a unique competition put on by the Department of Transportation to create an autonomous vehicle software to help those with disabilities get around. After much brainstorming, they were able to come up with AVA.
AVA is an accessibility and inclusivity application that allows the user to order a ride on a ride share, and it tells you when the vehicle gets there and how to get to the vehicle by superimposing boxes onto obstacles such as ice, such as cones, guy wires, and other things, and leads you directly to the vehicle and helps you navigate throughout your ride.
WVII Labs was founded by director Richard Corey and Nicholas Giudici in 2008. The group explores unmet challenges within technology and works towards creating solutions, specifically in self-driving vehicles and bio-inspired tools for those who are visually impaired. Getting national recognition for their work is something Giudici and Corey dreamed about.
To get a recognition at this level is huge. This is a big deal. Getting invited to the White House is a very, very big deal. This is really quite a huge honor to get there.
The group at WVII Labs attended the ceremony over Zoom, where various members of the White House, including Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg, spoke on how the lab's projects will benefit those with disabilities. Along with the recognition, the group also received a $300,000 cash prize, which they will use to improve AVA in the future.
We're going to be looking at what happens in the vehicle when you're in a fully autonomous vehicle. There's no other driver or no other human. How can that app help you identify things, understand how you're going to navigate when you come in or when you come out?
Matthew Juronczyk, ABC7 and Fox 22.
Avian Haven has been a lifesaver for injured, abandoned, or orphaned birds found throughout Maine since it was created in 1999. As Jody Hersey tells us, the nonprofit could not rehabilitate and release these vulnerable creatures back in the wild if it wasn't for the dedication of its volunteers.
It's amazing the lengths that people go to save a bird.
In an inconspicuous location surrounded by a canopy of trees in the town of Freedom, you'll find Avian Haven. It's a type of vet hospital that specializes in the rehabilitation and welfare of birds and even turtles.
We are in a zoo. We're not open to the public. We are a wildlife rehabilitation facility, so the birds that are coming in, we want them to be going back out into the wild, and that's always the goal. They're getting a range of care here, whether it's being in an intensive care unit where they're provided with heat and baby formula, or when they graduate up to being in a larger enclosure and then ultimately to being outside where they can be in a flight cage and mingle with other birds prior to being released.
However, none of this would be possible if it wasn't for the nonprofit's transporters. These are drivers who clock thousands of miles from where these abandoned, orphaned, or injured birds are found to taxi them here to Avian Haven. Jane and Gary Scott of Swanville are just a few of these dedicated volunteers.
From eagles to hummingbirds to woodpeckers, everything. Yeah. I don't know if there's any we haven't really had yet.
The most we ever traveled in a day was about 300 miles, I think. We probably did like 4 or 5 different runs that day.
Kathleen Lally is another volunteer. She's been an extra set of hands at the nonprofit for the past 5 years.
Rewarding to take care of a bird and to watch that bird get better and then be released.
Lee Hallett says Avian Haven could always use more volunteers on a weekly or monthly basis.
Northern Maine, for example, is an area where we desperately need more transporters. We get calls all the time from up in the county, from down east, and it's really hard. We just have a handful of really dedicated drivers there.
To volunteer or for more information, log on to avianhaven.org. In Freedom, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
The time is now 6:20.
Hey, let's get a full look at our beautiful forecast we have in store for us today. Devin Biggs joins us now, and he has the latest.
Good morning, Devin.
Thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Diversified Ink Tattoo Studio in the Penobscot Plaza in Bangor, providing custom ink by licensed artists for over 20 years. Alrighty, things are nice and quiet out there this morning. We'll be seeing a lot of sunshine today. Later this afternoon, a little bit more cloud cover developing, but no precipitation expected at all. This front is parked to our south will stay there, while high pressure will be keeping us nice and quiet for the next day or so. Tomorrow night, things get interesting for us as another system off toward our west will begin to move in as well. But wave heights not too bad at this point, 2 to 4 feet wave heights according to some of the buoys. No small craft advisories in effect whatsoever. We'll have to see if that changes tomorrow with more gusty winds that'll be on the way. Average high is 81 degrees, so we'll be in the lower to middle 80s for pretty much the next several days, though. So we'll be near to slightly above average, so nothing too ridiculous as we do move forward. But some humid days will soon be on the way as well. Not today. Dew points will be comfortable. It's Thursday and Friday. We'll have to watch out for dew points. That'll reach for around 65 degrees. But again, a front will quickly move through them by Friday, and especially through the week, and we'll be back more in that comfortable category. UV index forecast for today will be a little bit higher. It's at a 7. It's still high, a burn time of 30 minutes. Hats, sunglasses, sunscreen, and shade will still be needed as you do your outdoor activities. But moving forward for today, not too bad. Partly cloudy moving forward. Remaining partly cloudy, even mostly clear in a few spots later on tonight. Tomorrow, though, most of us will remain quiet with some increasing clouds. A small chance for an isolated shower late into the afternoon period, but better chances for showers and even a few rumbles of thunder on the way, especially as we head towards Thursday night and parts of the morning period on Friday. And some of those storms Thursday night and early Friday morning could pack a little bit of a punch. There's a marginal risk out for this, so gusty winds and hail will be possible in a few spots as those storms move through. So for today, not too bad. Lower 80s, partly cloudy, not humid at all. That west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 50s becoming mostly clear, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And for tomorrow, middle 80s, a little bit more humid, partly cloudy, maybe an isolated shower later in the afternoon. A south wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour in a few areas. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Diversified Ink Tattoo Studio, showing storm chances back in the forecast by Friday. Highs in the mid 80s, lower 80s by Saturday, a small chance for rain, and partly cloudy on Sunday, highs in the mid 80s.
If you're a Medicare beneficiary and live in the area, call now to see how this little card could get you some big benefits, including money added back to your Social Security check. With one toll-free call, you can find out how easy it is to get all of your original Medicare coverage, plus extra benefits. You get an all-in-one plan designed to fit your needs so you can be your best every day. You could have medical coverage, prescription drugs with $0 generics, dental, vision and hearing, plus the WellCare Visa Flex Card, money for over-the-counter items, and money back in your Social Security check each month, and so much more. And here's more good news. You can get a WellCare plan for a $0 monthly premium. How can WellCare offer all of those benefits for a $0 monthly premium? It's simple. Medicare Advantage and Medicare Part D prescription drug coverage are important parts of Medicare. WellCare has a contract with Medicare to offer and provide these important options to you. Call right now to get your free copy of the WellCare All-in-One Guide. Call 1-877-282-3827 now. There is absolutely no obligation for requesting this free information. WellCare offers benefits that go beyond the basics, including up to $840 each year added to your Social Security check to help cover your Part B premium. Call today to get your free copy of the all-in-one guide with absolutely no obligation. Your free plan guide will give you the details you need to make a smart choice for your Medicare coverage. Just call 1-877-282-3827. Remember, there's no obligation for requesting this free information. So call 1-877-282-3827. WellCare. Call today.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
On to your national news. 1/3 of workers in the United States say they are not saving nearly enough for retirement, and a new survey is revealing the top 3 reasons why. According to the survey from finance website Anytime Estimate, a big reason some are choosing not to set aside money for their future is because they simply don't have enough.
About 37% of the people surveyed said they lack the funds, while 26% said they are unemployed. The second reason, some felt they are too young. And lastly, about 20% said they are more focused on other investments. Financial experts warn waiting too long might make it more difficult to save for retirement. The bill called Let Experienced Pilots Fly Act would raise the mandatory commercial pilot retirement age from 65 to 67. It would also require pilots over the age of 65 to maintain a first-class medical certification.
Now, the certification would need to be renewed every 6 months. The bill would also require airlines to continue using pilot training and qualification programs approved by the Federal Aviation Administration. It comes as airlines struggle to attract more pilots to meet demand, leading to flight cancellations and delays during the busy summer travel season. It's another court appearance for WNBA star Brittany Griner.
Defense attorneys continued laying out their case today. Fox's Greg Palcott has more.
American basketball star Brittany Griner returned to a Russian courtroom Tuesday for her trial on drug charges. The defense continued making its case for leniency. During the hour-long hearing, a narcologist brought in by Griner's lawyers said it's likely cannabis oil found in the athlete's luggage was used for medicinal purposes.
Pain relief, anti-inflammatory, and relaxing effects. All these 3 components are usually present in sports-related traumas.
Griner has said she was carrying vape canisters containing the oil when she was arrested at a Moscow airport in February. Medical marijuana is illegal in Russia. Although the 31-year-old athlete has pled guilty, she claims she did not intend to break Russian law.
We are still saying that she involuntarily brought it here because she was in a rush, as she said, packing, and this medication, she just forgot to take it out of her luggage.
The 2-time Olympic gold medalist arrived in court carrying photographs of her wife and a teammate. She faces a jail sentence of up to 10 years. Griner returns to court on Wednesday when she will answer questions from the judge and prosecutor. Defense attorneys hope testimony from Griner and medical experts will help bring the basketball star a mild sentence.
We do hope that the court will take it into consideration, and the court in Russia, in fact, has very broad discretion with regard to the sentence.
Brittany Griner's lawyers expect the trial to wrap up early next month. In London, Greg Palcott, Fox News.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, the town of Millbridge is hosting its annual Millbridge Days celebration this weekend.
Plus, we'll hear about a kind of gesture by a UPS driver that inspired a local woman to share her experience online. There's some more local news coming right up.
Help Maine children win the fight against cancer by supporting the Heroes Hope Healing McDonald's Golf Classic, presented by Bangor Savings Bank. To date, the event has raised more than $500,000 to support Northern Light Pediatric Cancer Care. In addition, the McDonald's Golf Classic supports Camp Hope, a free summer camp for children with cancer or blood disorders. You can help support the kids by registering or donating today at mcdonaldshhgc.org.
Steve Harvey says my Aunt Agnes has the world's biggest what?
Big underwear.
Does Steve text his aunt, go for a swing, fall over laughing?
Yes! One time she had her panties hanging on the line. I went outside and climbed up in them and was swinging them. No, you ain't out there swinging in Agnes's underwear.
Weekdays at 9 on ABC7.
You Bet Your Life.
Well, he's got trouble written all over it, got it?
Uniting us all.
Kev, I gotta say, you know how to pick him.
One jaw-dropping talent.
Oh.
You bet your at a time.
Wow, very good.
Weekdays at 10 on ABC7.
You ordered some fish, a dozen of them, from the defendant.
Her mail-order tropical fish went belly up.
He sent a sick fish, which I have a picture of, with a disease on it.
It infected your entire tank. Many of your fish died.
Within 6 days, I lost 18 fish.
Is his online business tanking?
Over the last at least 10 years, he has been sending out sick fish to hundreds of customers.
Are you prepared to replace the 12 fish?
Next, Judge Judy.
Wednesday at 5, only on ABC7.
You're watching ABC7 Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. It's Wednesday, July 27th. Devin has the forecast coming up in just a moment. Spoiler alert, it looks pretty nice out.
Cartoon character Bugs Bunny is 82 today, first appearing in a Looney Tunes cartoon in 1940.
TV writer and producer Norman Lear turns 100 years old today. He created All in One of the Family, One Day at a Time, The Jeffersons, and a lot of other shows.
Today is Take Your Houseplants for a Walk Day, and it's Bagpipe Appreciation Day. I'm cool with appreciating bagpipes unless it's outside of my door at an ungodly hour.
Yeah, that's a little rough.
Do you have a neighborhood bagpiper?
Nope. The only correlation or connection I would have to bagpipes is one of my favorite songs from AC/DC. Oh, it's A Long Way to the Top.
There you go.
So that's the only connection I can really make. I mean, they are good. I feel like at an ungodly hour, anyone playing anything. I believe AJ Douglas actually, I want to say it was on one of her social media stories. AJ Douglas, our reporter here at Channel 7. She said that somebody got drums. Her neighbor got drums, and she's like, it's been great. She's been able to sleep all week.
She hasn't been able to?
No, that was complete sarcasm. Yeah, as you said, somebody got some drums and some stuff, so she's had a tough time
So
sleeping
if you're
this
that person, maybe stick between 3 and 5 p.m.
I wonder, is there there's a courtesy hour, isn't there? Like a quiet hour? It's after 10 o'clock usually?
Yes.
Somewhere around there?
Absolutely. And, personally, though, if you're still practicing drums at 9 p.m., we're going to have a problem.
It's going to be a little loud. It's going to be a little, or your bagpipe. So grab your bagpipe, go for a stroll today, bring your house plants. Why not? I mean, simple enough. They're not too hard to carry or anything.
I don't get that one. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. Let's turn it over to meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Devin, good morning.
And thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Diversified Ink Tattoo Studio in the Penobscot Plaza in Bangor, providing custom ink by licensed artists for over 20 years. All righty, radar and satellites pretty quiet out there this morning. A little bit of precipitation off toward the north outside the country. For us, though, it's going to be another quiet day as high pressure is going to be moving over us, so things will be remaining rather quiet with the stationary front staying well to our south, bringing plenty of flooding rain over to parts of the St. Louis area and other areas watching for concerns of flooding along that front too. But high pressure will keep us nice today under a partly cloudy sky, and it won't be very humid either. And we will be staying dry, but we will be watching clouds tonight before we watch for rain chances that will be developing later on this week. The wind's not too bad though. They'll be at around 5 to 10 miles per hour today. Nothing ridiculous. They'll mainly be out of the west, but kind of jumping around the direction from time to time as well. But for today, lower 80s, not as humid, partly cloudy, with that west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And later on tonight, upper 50s on the way, becoming mostly clear, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And for tomorrow, partly cloudy, maybe an isolated shower later into the afternoon. We'll have highs in the middle 80s, becoming a little bit more humid as well. South wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. And our early forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, partly cloudy skies, temperatures reaching for the lower 80s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe and Emma.
Thanks, Devin. The town of Millbridge is hosting its annual Millbridge Day celebration this week. The celebration will feature a grand parade, the world-famous codfish relay, which I just learned about yesterday, incredible, and live concerts from various local bands before ending with fireworks over the Narraguagus Bay.
Throughout Friday and Saturday, there will be more than 100 local vendors selling handmade products. Volunteer Richard Bondurant says the event brings people to the town of Millbridge and the surrounding area.
It instills a tremendous sense of community pride here in Millbridge and our surrounding communities as well. And it brings the community together, all walks of life, all ages, all income levels. Everybody comes together for a very fun time downtown.
He says Millbridge Days is regarded as the town's largest celebration. Mega Millions is living up to its name with a $830 million jackpot.
A top winning ticket has never been sold in Maine, but that could have changed overnight.
Mal Meyer is in South Portland with your odds of becoming a multimillionaire.
Credit okay?
How much would you pay to be set for life?
I mean, you may get someone that's going to buy one that's all of a sudden buying 10. Or like the other one there that got just mass amount.
For some, it's routine. Others, it's spur of the moment.
Like the gentleman that I just had. Oh, it's up there. Give me one. Why not?
Over the last year, WVII sold the second highest number of lottery tickets in Maine.
I'm usually more of a pick 3, pick 4 type of gal.
But I want to pick my own.
But now Alicia Rogers is hoping to beat the odds with this.
I got the winning tickets.
The chances of that, 1 in 303 million. Would you show up at work tomorrow?
Oh, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
One person could walk away with an estimated cash value of nearly $500 million. As long as they don't have to share with any other winners. Would you split it with anyone else?
Yes.
Even your family?
Yeah, some of them.
So what to do then with all that money?
That's what I said. The first thing I would get would be a lawyer.
It's practical purchases people I talk to are thinking about. What would it mean to win?
I mean, a lot. It's a lot of money. That goes a long way. It's a life-changing amount of money.
I would pay my children's student debt off. It's mostly just getting out of debt versus buying a certain thing.
Even if you don't get top dollar, you have a relatively good shot at winning any prize. The odds of that, just 1 in 24.
It would be amazing to win even any portion of it.
I don't need a lot of money. Maybe a good bourbon every now and then, but not a lot of money.
Did you pick up your ticket?
No, but now I do when I'm feeling lucky. I don't. It's not a routine thing.
But
if I get a weird feeling, I will.
Okay.
But then I'm still just like I look at it and I don't want to be the person that's just standing there.
What people are in line. Yeah, what people are in line. I totally get that. I understand. Well, for 2 years, Sean Witt has delivered packages for UPS across the town of Windham. After a simple, kind gesture on his route this week, one woman is making sure the world knows about it. Sean is making a delivery to Teresa Parker Rhodes' house when she noticed her empty trash can sitting at the end of her long driveway. So he took the time to grab it and bring it up to her house. Teresa noticed it later on her doorbell camera and immediately went to Facebook.
That's where Sean reached out to Teresa, and she could personally thank him. As much as Sean appreciates her acknowledgement, he says he does these things pretty often, normally pulling up multiple people's trash cans and offering treats to neighborhood dogs on his daily route. Sean also spent years working in the food service industry and credits that work to the motto he lives by.
Those little acts of random kindness really help out a lot, and they go really far away, and it helps people forget about, kind of the bad stuff that's going on. Just, hey, seeing somebody doing a good thing where they know, like, I'm not expecting anything at all. I'm just trying to help out, just getting things done. And so, it feels nice that somebody does appreciate it.
Teresa says that she's always talking about acts of kindness, but rarely sees them being returned, adding that he's clearly a very kind man. Still to come here this morning, Pats players reported to Foxborough on Tuesday with a number of new faces. Dave Peck and Tyler Cruz join us next.
We'll be right back.
This week on Wheel.
So, you ready for this?
Yes, Dad! We're celebrating the local flavor of some of America's finest cities.
New York, Dallas, San Diego,
Baltimore,
Cincinnati.
We've got hometown players.
Here we are with our group of Cincinnatians.
Hometown puzzles.
And the clue is a New York blank.
And a whole lot of hometown pride.
She's already partying.
All this week on Wheel.
Weekdays at 7 on ABC 7.
JC Auto Body is expanding once again. Welcome to JC Auto Express, our new 5,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility, offering our customers the same great experience, now in as little as 1 to 3 days. Because who cares about your time?
At JC Auto Express, we do.
Exact color match technology, certified aluminum repair. Plus, JC Auto Express will even take care of your rental car. Because who cares about you?
At JC Auto Body, we do.
Founded right here in Lincoln, Maine in 1989, Gateway Title is the leading choice for statewide settlement services in Maine.
Residential, commercial, land, Gateway Title closes it all, no matter what kind of property is on your radar.
Our seasoned team of real estate professionals will walk you through the buying, selling, or refinancing process.
As local as it gets, with 9 convenient office locations statewide and willing to travel anywhere in Maine to accommodate.
Gateway, the right way.
We'll see you at the closing table.
Hammond Lumber is the country's largest stocking dealer of Shoremaster products. You don't have to wait to get the dock system you want when you choose Shoremaster from Hammond Lumber Company.
Good morning, everyone. Well, things have moved pretty quickly for Brewers' Matt Pichard since he signed with the Miami Marlins last week. And amid all the physicals and practices, the former Black Bear still had some time to chat with our Tyler Cruz about what it meant to get that call.
It was pretty cool to have the dreams as a kid. I was growing up, always wanted to get that phone call.
When the Miami Marlins came calling for Matthew Pichard last week, the Brewer native didn't hesitate.
It was Alex Smith from the Marlins, and he asked me if I wanted to play professional baseball, and it kind of took me back for a second. It's like, it's been my dream to always play, and it was a quick, easy yes.
And for Coach Nick Durba, it comes as no surprise.
In my opinion, it was a no-brainer.
Pichard was a force during his time with the Witches, and he took his talents up to Orono, where he spent 6 years and saw the Black Bears grow into contenders.
We had a few guys my junior and senior year. We all got together and we just were talking about how we wanted to change the atmosphere, the culture of the locker room. We wanted to have each other's backs. We wanted to be able to talk within each other as pitchers or hitters. Everybody was there to win. Everybody wanted to be there for a reason. And I think that's how we got success.
Matt's always had what they call stuff.
And he's like, Matt, you have stuff. You just got to work on it.
But it wasn't until year 3 that Coach Durba saw Pichard make some changes and really start to unlock his full potential.
Basically, the COVID year shows up, and he's a different arm. Just a different. The ball's coming out of his hand a little differently. He put some time into his body, and it has immediately impacted in what he did with the baseball.
He just kind of needed a little push.
I feel like I yelled at Matt a lot. I feel like I yelled at him a lot.
If the coach is getting on you, he believes in you. He wants you to get better. He believes in you. He knows what you can do. And then when a coach stops talking to you, that's when you should worry.
His work ethic really changed after his sophomore year.
And now, at the next level, Matt's goal is to keep that same work ethic and let it take him as far as it will carry him.
Just keep grinding. I mean, you never know what can happen. You never know if tomorrow I get a phone call, hey, someone got hurt, we want to bring you up. So you never know what's going to happen.
I'm Tyler Cruz, reporting with ABC 7 and Fox 22 Sports.
All right, thank you, Tyler, and congratulations again to Matt. And while we're diving into Pichard's path to the pros, why not transition to the Maine Senior Legion State Tournament? Day 4 going on at Husson. Bangor battling Queen City here. Winner to play for the state championship on Wednesday. 5th innings where we start, no score. Grady Van Edelstein drives one to straightaway center. Ben Karen settles under it. He has it, but that is deep enough to score TJ Lorena, so it's 1-0 River Dogs. Now in the 6th, Bangor's Matt Holmes this time. An absolute missile to right field. This one goes all the way to the fence, just off the base of the wall. Ben Karen scores to tie the game. They would go up 2-1. But Karen would come up clutch too in relief with that 1-run lead, stranding 2 runners on for the River Dogs. But in the end, it's Anthony Ciappone who walked it off for the River Dogs as they take it in 9 innings. 4-3 is your final. And we'll have coverage of the championship game between Bessie Motors and Queen City on Wednesday night. For now, though, the David Ortiz Hall of Fame tour continued into Tuesday. The Red Sox welcome back Big Papi to Fenway Park prior to Tuesday night's game, and they had a whole crew there. The timing worked out perfectly with the Guardians to have Terry Francona there, John Farrell, Theo Epstein, as well as some of Papi's teammates, Pedro Martinez, Jason Vertek, Even Trot Nixon making his way back to Boston to celebrate Ortiz, so he threw out the first pitch, a nice spot on the low and outside corner. Special night at Fenway until the game actually started and the Red Sox lost yet again. Now that's the bad news. The good news is the Patriots training camp is officially underway in Foxborough. Pats players reported to Gillette Stadium on Tuesday. A number of new faces, including wide receiver Devontae Parker, first-round draft pick, offensive lineman Cole Strange, just to name a couple. All the chatter, though, has been about Mac Jones. He's shown up looking bigger, stronger. Even Bill Belichick has been impressed.
He's starting from a much, much higher point this year than where he started last year. So, his off-season work has been significant, and I think everyone recognizes, how well he prepares and how much further along he was than he was a year ago.
Now, Belichick also added that Mac Jones will have the input on some of the offensive decisions this year, likely more than last season. Of course, he's got a year under his belt now, but also Belichick sees no need to name an official offensive coordinator, so it's all hands on deck.
We're not really big on titles and all that, so I think everybody, it's important that we all work together and create a good final product, and so that's what we're going to try to do. That's what we've always done.
So several reports have a balance between Matt Patricia and Joe Judge sort of taking over for that quasi-offensive coordinator role. So it should be interesting to see who at the end is holding that clipboard right up against their mouth. All righty, that's sports. We'll be right back after the break.
The signs of summer are here. The sun's out for the evening commute. Whistles and clapping echo from the ball field, and a day at the lake brings the family together. Valley Home Services offers whole home comfort, serving northern Maine to Portland. With the push of a button on a Fujitsu heat pump, you're ready for whatever summer brings. Humid days or cool nights, come home to comfort with Valley Home Services. Home is our middle name.
Did you know you don't have to be 65 years old to qualify for Medicare and Medicaid? Many people who are already on Medicaid also qualify for a WellCare Medicare Advantage plan, which means you can start taking advantage of all these benefits right now. A $0 or low monthly plan premium, preventive and comprehensive dental coverage, hearing coverage, vision coverage, and prescription drug coverage with free home delivery, plus extra benefits like free over-the-counter healthcare items, free transportation, free gym membership, home-delivered meals, and WellCare's telehealth services, which include online doctor visits and a 24-hour nurse advice line. If you know you're eligible or think you might be, call 1-844-918-0047. We'll send you our free Medicare all-in-one guide or visit enrollwellcare.com to enroll now. WellCare, it's Medicare done well.
With Wednesday's business news, here's Leo Jonathan.
Inflation continues to rise as the Conference Board says its Consumer Confidence Index fell this month to its lowest level since February of last year. This as the Federal Reserve is expected to boost interest rates again. Inflation continues at historic levels as companies like Coca-Cola, McDonald's, and Unilever all say they'll keep passing along higher prices for raw materials and labor to consumers. Revenues for the latest quarter at Alphabet, the parent company of Google, hit nearly $70 billion. That's up 13% from last year, but still the lowest growth rate in 2 years. And Visa's profits in the latest quarter up 32% from a year ago to $3.4 billion. I'm Leo Jonathan with Wednesday's Business on ABC 7.
And now here's meteorologist Devin Biggs with another look at our full weather forecast.
Good morning, Devin.
Thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Diversified Ink Tattoo Studio in the Penobscot Plaza in Bangor, providing custom ink by licensed artists for over 20 years. Alrighty, things are nice and quiet out there this morning. We'll be seeing a lot of sunshine today. Later this afternoon, a little bit more cloud cover developing, but no precipitation expected at all. This front is parked to our south will stay there, while high pressure will be keeping us nice and quiet for the next day or so. Tomorrow night, things get interesting for us as another system off toward our west will begin to move in as well. But wave heights not too bad at this point, 2 to 4 feet wave heights according to some of the buoys. No small craft advisories in effect whatsoever whatsoever. We'll have to see if that changes tomorrow with more gusty winds that'll be on the way. Average high is 81 degrees, so we'll be in the lower to middle 80s for pretty much the next several days, though. So we'll be near to slightly above average, so nothing too ridiculous as we do move forward, but some humid days will soon be on the way as well. Not today. Dew points will be comfortable. It's Thursday into Friday. We'll have to watch out for dew points. That'll reach for around 65 degrees. But again, a front will quickly move through them by Friday, and especially through the week, and we'll be back more in that comfortable category. UV index forecast for today will be a little bit higher. It's at a 7. It's still high, a burn time of 30 minutes. Hats, sunglasses, sunscreen, and shade will still be needed as you do your outdoor activities. But moving forward for today, not too bad. Partly cloudy moving forward. Remaining partly cloudy, even mostly clear in a few spots later on tonight. Tomorrow, though, most of us will remain quiet with some increasing clouds. A small chance for an isolated shower late into the afternoon period, but better chances for showers and even a few rumbles of thunder on the way, especially as we head towards Thursday night and parts of the morning period on Friday. And some of those storms Thursday night and early Friday morning could pack a little bit of a punch. There's a marginal risk out for this, so gusty winds and hail will be possible in a few spots as those storms move through. So for today, not too bad. Lower 80s, partly cloudy, not humid at all. That west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 50s becoming mostly clear, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And for tomorrow, middle 80s, a little bit more humid, partly cloudy, maybe an isolated shower later in the afternoon. A south wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour in a few areas. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Diversified Ink Tattoo Studio, showing storm chances back in the forecast by Friday. Highs in the mid 80s, lower 80s by Saturday, a small chance for rain, and partly cloudy on Sunday, highs in the mid 80s.
Looking to haul a new piece of equipment? Homeowners or commercial, Coops Truck and Equipment has the right trailer for you. Coops is the largest dealer of truck flatbeds and hauler bodies in this state and can replace any old rusty bed or outfit any new truck. Our full-service facility can modify all truck and trailers with steel and aluminum fabricators on duty. We are your go-to place for CM truck bodies, H&H trailers, and load trail trailers. For trailers, truck bodies, truck outfitting, and more, it's Coops.
When Natural Living Center wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Natural Living Center offers natural groceries, organic produce, the largest selection of supplements in the area, gluten-free products, and more for your health.
When outdoors, some people like it hot and some people like it cold. However, when indoors, most people like it comfortably warm. Choose a Boderas boiler from McCusick Petroleum Company to provide you with comfortable and efficient heat. They also offer sales and service on many brands of furnaces, boilers, and water heaters. McCusick Petroleum Company delivers oil and LP gas to homes and businesses throughout the Pequot region. If you'd like more information on pricing or service, call or stop by our office in Dover Foxcroft.
Harris's Harborside Takeout, located on the waterfront at the Harbor Park and Marina in Ellsworth, offers hot dogs, hamburgers, lobster rolls, sandwiches, and wraps. Top off your meal with a delicious scoop of Giffords ice cream. Harris's Harborside Takeout, 413 Water Street, Ellsworth.
Ladies, a main adventure.
So today I'm going to talk about Carhartt.
You always want to talk about Carhartt.
Well, that's because we're always getting new stuff in every day. Fall shipments are starting to roll in. We got blue jeans back in. Best selection, best prices.
Thank you for shopping Rennie's.
The music event of summer is back. With epic collaborations, Billy Ray Cyrus and Dierks Bentley, Darius Rucker and Zach Brown Band, and Carly Pearce with Winona, and a tribute to the Judds. CMA Fest, August 3rd on ABC.
We're halfway through our week-long salute to all the food and fun we find at carnivals and fairs across the country. Yesterday, we dove headfirst into cream puffs that were humongous. And since we needed to work off some of those calories, we decided to walk the Midway and try our luck at the games. When it came to popping balloons, Patty was the winner. But the score evened out when it was time to see who was the fastest. And after working up a thirst, we stopped and got the best strawberry Italian ice I've ever had. It was so good, we asked the guy working the stand if he would tell us how to make it. He said the secret is to blend fresh strawberries with sugar, honey, lemon juice, and lots of ice. After it gets slushy, he said to add more ice and blend it again. Then pour it into a pan and freeze it for about an hour. When it firms up, he showed us how to scrape it until it became almost like snow. Let me tell you, this is perfect when the heat of summer takes a toll on you. And whether you eat it with a spoon like ice cream or squish it out of a cup like a snow cone. You can't miss. So why not go online and get the recipe for our strawberry Italian ice, along with all of our fair favorites? I'm Howard, taking a quick break before I head out to find even more ways for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood,
here's ABC's Matt Wolf.
Well, gee, Dad, I wouldn't hold it against a guy just because he wears short pants.
Reports of the death of Tony Dow, best known for his signature role as Wally Cleaver in the TV sitcom classic Leave It to Beaver, appear to be inaccurate. In an interview with KABC in Los Angeles, Dow's wife says the 77-year-old actor is in hospice, still alive. Multiple outlets reported his passing earlier Tuesday. The Facebook post by his management team that announced his death has been taken down. Dow was diagnosed in May with a recurrence of cancer. Kendrick Lamar, Lil Nas X, and Jack Harlow leading the pack with 7 nominations each for the 2022 MTV Video Music Awards.
Take off from fabricated dreams and the microwave memes. It's a real world outside.
Lamar's up for Best Hip Hop Video for N95. Doja Cat and Harry Styles getting 6 nominations each. Madonna's got a nod too from Adam X. The VMAs happen August 28th.
This is Jeopardy!
Double Jeopardy for Ken Jennings and Mayim Bialik. Word is they'll continue to split hosting duties on the long-running game show Jeopardy. According to Deadline, they're in the process of finalizing their deals. And Alexander Emmanuel Rodriguez, better known as A-Rod, is 47 Wednesday.
Dairy Queen is giving back to children in the community this week during Miracle Treat Day. On Thursday, participating Dairy Queen locations throughout the area will donate $1 or more from the sale of every Blizzard to Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center. The funds will help kids and their families access high-quality care at the hospital, which is part of the Children's Miracle Network, an organization that raises funds for children's hospitals around the country.
Our crew is really excited. It's a day we all celebrate. We know we're going to be busy. We have fun. And everybody's happy, and we're doing it for a great cause.
Dairy Queen locations in Bangor, Brewer, Belfast, Ellsworth, and Old Town will be participating in Miracle Treat Day this Thursday. Dairy Queen has partnered with the Children's Miracle Network for the past 38 years, helping raise more than $160 million for children's hospitals during that time. You can't go wrong.
I know
it's
where
Dairy
I'm going
Queen,
after
and it's
work.
for a great cause. I mean,
do you have a favorite Blizzard?
Oreo. Or actually, the New York strawberry cheesecake.
Yes.
That one's really good.
Yep. I would say I have a favorite, but every time I go, there's too many choices, and I just...
change it.
So then I get like
at
Oreo
least you
or
make
something.
one, though. As long as
Right.
you make that choice and the money goes towards the kids' hospitals, it'll be okay.
I freak out and get 3, and I'm like, it's for a good cause. It's fine.
Yeah, just get them all, and then you just save them.
You can put them in the freezer.
Just
That
don't
is
put the plastic spoon in the freezer with her. You'll never get it out.
Yeah.
I've done that a
Wow.
million times.
Okay. Good Morning America is next on ABC 7.
Stay with us for the second hour of Good Morning Maine. That is next on Fox 22, and have a great Wednesday.
Do you hate throwing away food that's gone bad? Does your pantry look like a bad disaster? What if you could keep your food as fresh as the day you bought it and vacuum seal any ingredient? Eric Thies here with my new portable, powerful PowerXL Duo NutriSealer. This incredible breakthrough in technology can savor any flavor while it seals in the freshness. What's the secret? The Duo NutriSealer will remove all the air. Once all the air is removed, the air pressure detection system is automatically activated and seals your bag tight. And it's the only patented handheld sealer that creates double seals. The Duo has a floating hinge and a built-in slicer to make bags of any size. You can even seal through liquid. Don't let its small, compact size fool you. With just one touch of a button, the Duo seals any bag, and it will stay bonded until you open it, guaranteed. The Duo NutriSealer locks in nutrients and freshness, so you can keep your food 5 times longer. Prep and freeze